And we are live. Hello. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger and then give me just a moment while I find us on YouTube. Let's see. Jansen, I'm going to let you go ahead and just introduce us because we are live on YouTube.
Okay.
And I'm going to, while you're talking, find the link so that I can post it to our Facebook page.
No problem. Well, hello, everybody. This is, while we're waiting for Natalie to find that stuff, I'm Jansen.
I'm Paulina.
Yes, and we're going to recreate one of the characters from Seize&Deliver. The character's name is Junari, and it was a character that I created, but just using my imagination wasn't enough. You know, we needed something, or someone actually, who could actually create this character and bring him to life, somebody you could put on film. And that's where the wonderfully talented, wonderfully gorgeous, awesome Paulina Andrea Acebo comes in. And she is amazing, and this couldn't have happened without her. We're going to go through the process of turning this ugly mug into a way better looking guy. Trust me.
So Junari was a great character to build using the great characterization that Jansen wrote. And it's been a great pleasure to be able to create him with you, with Natalie, and with the rest of Seize&Deliver. So we'll give everyone a couple minutes to log in and settle down, and then we will start our transformation.
Yes.
Anything else you want to talk about while we wait?
I will say one thing. This is something that I don't think I've told you or Natalie or anybody else from Seize&Deliver. I think you've mentioned it to a few friends of mine. So before I ever met Natalie and any of the people from Seize&Deliver, I found them online. And Natalie had put a post out looking for people who wanted to make bounty hunters and stuff and wanted to make fan film out of it. And I, of course, was completely utterly, yes, me in, please. But I had a thought in my head, and I had never met Natalie before. I didn't know if she was this huge producer. I didn't know if she was a movie maker, filmmaker, whatever. All I knew is that I was going to her with whatever I could come up with. And my whole goal was I just wanted to be in the film. So I kept thinking, what could I make? And I know, the badass bounty hunter kept going in my head. But then I thought, what would people want to see? I just want to be in it. So I kept thinking supporting. I want to support people. So that's how I came up with Junari. And he's a janitor and he works. And he could be a bounty hunter one day. He wants to be. But he needs to steal stuff from the cantina to get there. And I thought it'd be a really fun character to make, a really fun character to play, and one to create. This isn't just me or her or Natalie. This is created by a whole lot of people. So I'm just so thankful to be the canvas for this lovely artist. So this is awesome. Here's Natalie. Hello.
Hello, I'm back. I'm still kind of looking at stuff behind the scenes, but yeah, that is awesome. Whoops, sorry. Okay, I had to mute the other YouTube page because I got feedback. Yeah, and like we all loved this character that you came up with. I think you inspired like everyone at the writing table to just like want to write more for it. We just thought, because we were looking for ways, obviously, if we're having this episodic series and every episode features a different character, you've got to find something to tie everything together so it doesn't just feel like a bunch of random stories thrown into a thing. And so we like the idea that we would just watch Jansen's Junari. I think we keep using your name interchangeably. We'd watch Junari steal things throughout the season, and then he'd finally get to have his own episode and kind of take up. And that idea just sounded like so much fun. But I think we can get going. Let's take it away.
Right?
Oh, now back in the day, I used to have
We
the
have 4 people watching right now, so woohoo!
awesome. Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
welcome, and thanks
Welcome
for
to this.
joining. Please share it with your friends and anyone else you think would want to watch. And leave us a comment because we are checking comments. And if you ask us a question in the comments, we will definitely be sure to answer you live.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
One awesome thing about this character has dreads. Now, if you know anything about me, or if you've known me for a very, very long time, I used to have dreadlocks. But God took them away from me due to no pattern baldness. So here we go.
We have our nice custom headpiece that we made, which will be going on right after we put the entire face on. But just as a preview, here it is. Nice.
Oh, the good old days.
Keep it open. It matches the character.
Yes,
So we'll talk about it a little bit more. And the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and let down the skin to apply the prosthetic.
So, Paulina, what are you doing right now with that?
Right now, I'm just wiping off any extra oils or sweat on the face so that the prosthetic can sit nicely without pulling up. More important when it's going to be a long day on set, you want to make sure that the prosthetic isn't going anywhere, that isn't going to pull up or peel halfway through. Misplaced prosthetic can ruin an entire show. You don't want suddenly your cheek to be coming off in the middle of a scene, especially if we have more active characters, like most of our Seize&Deliver characters. They're doing a lot of stuff. We have some stunt guys. We have a whole bunch of fighting, some sneaking. So we want to make sure that the piece is not going to pull up at any point. This is our piece.
Ooh.
It's a bought piece from Cinema Secrets, yes?
Yes.
Cinema Secrets bought piece. It is a foam latex, so that's one use. And we did cut it to our liking. And the cool thing about these foam pieces is we can color it however we want.
And that piece, when you buy it, has a jawline that I think why did we decide not to use it? It doesn't match up with Jansen's face, is what it was, wasn't it?
It didn't match up, and we felt that correct me if I'm wrong, it didn't allow you to express yourself as you needed it.
With the bottom lip being able to move, it was a lot easier for reactions, for all those things. And, that bottom felt like, it had like a chin strap.
So what we're referencing here is for all of these really intense makeups, before we get to shooting day, we have a makeup test day where we apply the makeup, we see how it looks, how it moves, how it works for the actor, and then we make adjustments as needed. And if you're a producer like me over here and you're worried about how much money you're going to be spending, that part is always a little bit scary because it's an extra day that you have to have makeup for. But if you are a producer going into this, I would just say, as you're planning your budget, make sure that you plan for your makeup test days. And you might find that you need to have more than one. And with prosthetics like this, which are one-time use only, you just want to prepare and make sure you have enough for every makeup test you're going to need. Because they're important. You don't want to figure that stuff. You don't want to find out on the day you're shooting that you can't talk.
No doubt. It's funny. I just recently was hearing something about this. Tom Holland, the guy who we all love who plays Spider-Man, everyone thinks that costume felt comfortable. It wasn't. He had to drill a hole in it just so he could drink water. He couldn't go to the bathroom. It was very, very hard for him to be in. Super tight. He had to wear a thong because it was so tight. So you got to go through it. it amazes me what some of these guys can do when you're watching like Star, Lord of the Rings. All of these things where people are using this heavy makeup and heavy aesthetics. You gotta hand
What I just did was put spirit gum on it and slightly a bit on the face, let it dry to get tacky, and now we're going to put it on. Alrighty. Line up first, the jaw, the bridge of the nose.
We're getting a little bit of static, so I apologize that we don't have the best internet. We'll have to work on that in the future, but
How I lined it up is we lined it up from the bridge of the nose, then we pushed down to the top of the nose and right up to the forehead. See that in first helps us make sure that Jansen can see, make sure it was in a comfortable place enough that Jansen can start breathing through the mouth, because we do clog up the nose. There is an option to cut out the nose holes of the prosthesis, but we decided against it because how far up on the face it was. That's it, and then I'll go around putting spirit gum around the ends.
This is all done. I should have crazy that I still love doing this stuff. I just do it.
it's very calming.
This is like my favorite month of the year too. I love Halloween. So.
Yeah.
And it really helps you get into character. Like you don't I heard somebody, a really famous, well-known actor say this recently, like the great thing about makeups and wonderful costumes is that you can just relax into them and let the makeup do the work. You really don't have to do a lot.
It's very strange doing this makeup in such a quiet space. Because every time we've done it, it was not just one alien being made. It was about
crazy.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
It's very strange doing it in such a calm and quiet manner right now.
Yeah, well, because Jansen is in the bar all the time. So every time we have a bar scene, there's like 11 makeups. And none of these are like simple makeup. We're not talking about beauty makeup. We're talking like full SFX makeup for 11 people.
Yeah, Jansen ain't wearing no Max Factory, so we gotta get this done. Yeah, I remember doing this. Pigman was passed out, asleep in front of me. Like it was hilarious. So much fun.
I love the Pigman. Pigs in space.
Hey, Mom, I know you're watching. I love you.
Hi, Mommy.
Gonna find some stills.
My lovely wife. I love you too, Doc.
Every time you come out on, you just look so cool.
Well, I wore this to camera. I wore this to my kids' school after we filmed because I had to go pick them up and walked in full Janari. It was hilarious.
When she gets to it, we opted to kind of go more of a theater route and paint a texture onto his skin versus having like applying hair, even though it's on film. It looks
great.
really cool. Yeah.
I think
So
we decided to do the character paint job versus hair punching. First for time constraints.
yeah.
Second, we thought Junari was such an we thought that Junari was such a colorful, eccentric character that he would be bedazzling himself with gold. It
Mhm.
wouldn't just his look was not only costume wise, but we do have to think about what these characters would decide to use as their everyday style or face paint. Same
Yeah.
thing with most of the characters. You know, their culture, their planet, and their upbringing really affected how we decided to put their makeup on top of them being a Catharian or them being elect or them being
Yeah.
brilliant, right? Because each one has
Yeah.
their own culture.
And the decisions that they're making in their life, and like I think at this point when we meet Junari, it's an interesting thing to think about character wise and writing wise, is that when we meet Junari in the series, he's living on um uh oh my gosh, I just blanked, the city planet. Wow, I just blanked on the name of the city planet. Revoke my Star Wars card right now. um Anyway, so you're gonna see he has like a gold lip. He's probably started to shave to kind of fit in on a planet where there's more humans. That's something that's very Star Wars when you look into, when you research into like the lore and the canon. A lot of these different aliens, when they, or different species, when they're in a place where there's a lot of humans around, they tend to try to look more human, which is just an interesting concept for the world. You find that with Twi'leks a lot, like their whole evolutionary thing is to look more human. Ah, the fan.
The fan.
Oh, man.
Big thing. We don't blow on our actors' faces.
We do not blow actors' faces. No, we
COVID.
don't.
We were ahead of the game there. We need to
Yeah,
make sure
because it's
everything
gross.
flies. It's fucking gross. It's gross.
Have someone blow on your face.
No. No. And I'll go in for the eyes in a second, and then we'll let you see that. The camera really quickly as I put the stick on the upper lid. Let it stick. Stick it on.
Coruscant. Dang it, that's the name I couldn't think of. I think the gold lip is so Coruscant.
It really, really is. Any of those inner core planets, they have that idea of monetary standard, right? Big
Mhm.
gold, big outfits. And here we have Junari, who's lost most things. He's a janitor at a space bar with all these bounty hunters.
Mhm.
How is he going to express himself, trying to fit into this gilded world? It's obviously not his outfit, which was created by Jansen here, but in his look,
Which, by the way, so it needs to be said, like what Junari is wearing. So we said that he got the job as janitor because he walked in when the previous janitor got shot in the chest. And so this is actually the janitor uniform that he's wearing. It's not his clothes per se. So there's a hole in it that's blood stains. You might have to stand up for us to see it. But
The blood's like darkened up and everything. Yeah.
oh yeah, wow, it's really dried out.
Following
So
here.
that's where the last guy got hit.
Yeah, so I got some new clothes. I also have bottoms, but I'll put those on a little bit. They're just good. Yeah.
I'm going to set the spirit gum with some powder and brush away the excess. Go ahead and do this to the other side as well.
Does that prosthetic have holes in the nose? Can you breathe through your nose at all when that's on?
Cannot.
Oh, interesting. Does that make it harder for you?
I'm all good. I mean, I'm used to it from before, but I've done. I mean, some of the other stuff I've done, I did good things. I think it definitely changes the way you speak, though. And
Mm.
Which also came into account when we were deciding to cut off the jaw piece.
Yeah. So I have a question. Would it be possible to cut holes into the nose, or would that make it more challenging to get it to stick?
No, there was the possibility to, but then when we decided during one of our tests that the position of the nose holes plus how Jansen was going to perform, we made the decision to leave the foam inside the prosthetic and have him breathe through the mouth.
Oh, right, because it doesn't actually line up with his nose.
No, and we could cut down. It would cause a moisture pocket to build, which isn't too bad, but we made the decision to leave it towards acting. But it is a possibility, and we did that with open communication and see what would be feasible for the actor and for the longevity of the makeup. So we could easily have cut down and made it so he had a nose hole, but discussion, open communication, especially when it comes to full prosthesis, is really important. You don't want your actor to feel uncomfortable. You don't want the makeup to hinder their performance or their health or their anxiety level. So always have big conversations with all your talent.
Yeah, so if that had been really, really for Jansen, we would have had to find a totally different piece.
Yeah, or had to have changed it some way. How this piece is made, we could probably have cut most of the nose out too, and have it be his own nose. That'd probably make the prosthetic look a little more dog-like than a cat-like, but it was a possibility to do.
I look too much like Spaceballs.
For the most part, that is a glued-on piece.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! How's it feel?
It actually feels pretty good. I mean, the functionality is really good. It feels solid. Yeah, it feels solid. Love it.
And the cool thing about these really thin foam latex pieces is you still get a pretty good amount of expression, especially if you glue it down in key places. So we make sure to glue down the bridge and the T-zone of the forehead and right underneath the nose, the nasolabial folds. So we get all of that area glued down. That's where we get the most expression in the face. Now, since it's glued, we can get the same expression through the cross pieces for the most part. And it's thin enough on the forehead and on the teeth that we still get it.
Feels good too.
Yes.
But I just realized in the white face.
So fun. I'm going to pop up this one while you guys are adjusting so we can see a little bit of where you showed up. You can see in here, like, here's the full Junari costume over there on the side, and you can also see just like everyone else in the background. And this was even a smaller, this is for the Tale of Cronin Mifune, so there were like less people on set than normal. And there's still, just in this picture, there's 3 major makeups, and then we had to do the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you, like 2 weeks ago, I just filmed, did a film at that exact same place.
Oh, cool. I like this shot too. Paulina doing your face.
That shot that was of him standing in the hallway, I took with my cell phone, which wasn't the best cell phone at the time.
It's still really good.
I remember taking that shot, and in the middle of
amazing.
In the middle of touch-ups, I looked at my phone and said, "Oh my God, it's a video game character."
Yeah, completely.
I was so excited. I thought, this is amazing. And I think that's when I fell in love with Junari's costume because I enjoyed it. But, getting it, making the wig, making sure we were on time, big stressful operation all the way around. But then I saw his makeup in that shot. And said, this is it. We've made it. This is Star Wars.
So fun.
Oh yeah.
But this is like this is one of my dreams as a kid. Like this is what I saw myself doing when I was 5 years old. So stuff like it makes me tear up. This is what I've always wanted to do, and thank my wife.
Same.
I thanked my wife a while ago for just being able to do stuff like this is everything for me.
Yeah. I had a dream one time that I was sitting in a movie theater with my friends watching the scene on Hoth, and the screen suddenly turned into a portal and we walked through onto Hoth. So all of this is like, it's literally my dream come true too. We were doing something. I don't remember what it was, Paulina. I think we were doing promotional photos or something. And I like almost started crying because I was thinking about how like it was a dream, and you were like, don't cry, just finish your makeup.
Oh, yes. We had to finish I think that was for I think that must have been for Call Me Your Baby because we had so much makeup on her. Not just the Sansbury makeup, but also
So
her
much.
cortisone makeup.
Yeah.
That happened then, I think. And then also another time, I think we were just doing I think we were both just doing another shoot. And we had a lot of makeup on this one.
Yeah. I'll find that one. I love the Sansbury cortisone makeup so much. She just is not the kind of person to wear it all the time.
Never. But she's fun. That's the thing with Sansbury. She's such a fun character.
Yeah. You can see it here in this one a bit. You can see the eyes. Somewhere I have a picture of me with a LaCroix bottle because
Yeah.
I was the same color as the LaCroix can. Where is it? I don't have it in here. Oh, well. We're not here about me. We're here about Jansen. So now, Paulina, you're doing the base paint to match his skin.
Yeah, we're doing the base paint, and we're using a few different colors of browns. I'm using a Ben Nye palette. Originally, I was using I think I was using a Senna Cosmetics palette for the main base. After that, we will set it, and then we'll start the color paint. So the good thing about using this prosthetic, even though it doesn't match skin tone, it absorbs just enough of the product that I can settle it down with some powder, and it does pick up product nicely. It's a good undertone so that we can go ahead and change the color completely if needed.
Yeah. And did you need to use liquid latex to blend the edges?
No, I decided not to do it this time just because we're not getting a full close-up.
Okay.
And it laid pretty good. It laid pretty perfectly, most of it all the way around. So when we were doing it on set, I blended it out with the liquid latex.
Okay.
To make a perfect seam. So we could go super, super close up and not notice any different. Right here, I think only little bits, which is right here in the corner, will be hidden with our whisker paint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're doing pretty good with this piece today.
You know, that's an important thing for people to know as well, is that if you're doing a makeup where they're never going to have a close-up that day, you can kind of cheat a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple corners you can cut to get the makeup done a little bit faster.
Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest rule of thumb when it comes to me doing effects makeup or any makeup, but specifically effects makeup, I never want to hear anyone say, "Oh, we can fix it in post."
Yeah.
You can just fix it in post. Not with me as
That's
the
right.
makeup artist.
The only makeup we ever had to fix in post, and there's only one, but it wasn't your fault. It was that really hot day.
Yeah, the tooth melted.
The tooth melted and the nose started to melt too, but you couldn't tell except for in the close-up when he moved his face a certain way, and I just blended it. But otherwise, it was great.
That was a very difficult day. That was very warm. That was the warmest day, I think.
I think it was the warmest day that year.
It was 142 because I remember looking at the temperature.
It was
and going,
142. No.
Yeah, it was because everything melted, even the camera melted. Everything melted. The camera melted.
114.
No, 42 because we were out in College of the Canyons area.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone was melted. It was fun, but we were all done. It was
fun. We put ice packs on the camera to keep it going, and then we ended up having to move all of our shots and then cheat it so that we could get people in the shade.
Yeah, and then
we started really early. We started at first light to try to beat the heat, but it just got to a point where it was impossible, so we just had to move.
Yeah. It came out really good though. It was so hot out.
It looks so cool.
It really does. And that had a lot of paint. That wasn't so much prosthetics or full,
Right.
like full color transformations like Sansri or Sumva. But it had a lot of artistic tattooing, let's say.
Oh, yeah, there was that on the other ones. Well, the prosthetic we got for that one just happened to match the actor's skin tone perfectly, so that worked out.
It was good, and then also it didn't help that we put him in a fur hood.
We did put him in a fur hood. Yeah, poor guy.
This is a Catman, and I was Wolfman.
That was the wolf. Yeah. We have a Catman, we have a Wolfman. Why not, right?
Yeah, Pigman.
Pigman.
And other animals.
We had Snake Woman.
We had Snake Lady, yeah. We had Snake Woman. Snake Woman. We have Toad Person.
Yes, we do.
Which was a mask, not a makeup, which was cool.
That mask worked out so very well.
We had a great actress to do it.
And yeah, she kind of, I think she's done puppet work, so she really treated the mask like almost like a puppet face, and so it worked. That's a thing too, like not every actor knows how to play in a mask, and she really made it work.
Really, really did. So we're slowly but surely getting all the way through. You can see we have that first base color down on most of the face. Then we'll finish out blending as we put on paint. And in the paint, we'll paint in his scars, his eye sockets, his whiskers, and his gold makeup.
Mm-hmm. What's the story for? Well, I don't remember. Do Cathars have whiskers? Or just most of them do?
Some of them do. I mean, some of the pictures, some of the editions I've seen. Some of them, they look very stoic.
Mm.
That was before the war.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're all scattered.
But Junari, like most of our bounty hunters, Junari has a pretty checkered past. So were his whiskers removed? Did somebody pluck them out in his history?
I think, yeah. I think everything he's done was for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that that matters to the people who've done it.
Okay. Are you using all the same color, Paulina?
No, I'm using 4 different browns.
Oh.
And I am using them interchangeably, so it'll create a mottled effect,
Mm-hmm.
Which we found when doing all our full change skin tone characters. If you look at your own skin, you're not just one color.
Right.
You are a bunch of different colors. You'll have ruddiness. You may have darker freckles. You may have sunspots. You have bleached out parts.
Hold up, I thought it was black.
You're many black.
Okay.
So when making a different character, we have to take that into consideration. The first time we did Sansri, we painted her a flat purple, and she just sort of looked like a grape. Remember? And then afterwards, we started experimenting with different types of contour colors. What would be her undertone? Because she's purple, so she wouldn't have the same undertone as us. For this character, his undertone is still a brown, so I can use multiple different colors of brown to still make that natural mottled effect on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to bother going in too far to the nose.
It really gives a lot of dimension to the face. it helps to bring out the dimension of the mask. So I was curious because I wasn't sure if it was just the way the light is hitting him or if that's because you're actually bringing in the different colors, but it's really because you're bringing in those different colors.
Like this. Mm.
And then are you going to go in like, why did you decide to leave the nose blank? Is that because you're going to go with a different color there and you want it to show up?
The nose down the section area, and then the lip is pure black. So I'm just going to
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, because that was something that we found as well was that layering colors didn't always work very well. Like for me, we had to leave sections that were not purple so that you could get the pinks in and those different colors. Oh, I see. And now we're getting in the black.
I'm going to cover your rings really quickly just to.
Really cool. I'm gonna, just while she's doing that, this is a crowdfunding event, a fundraising event. We have our crowdfunding page up on Indiegogo, and we have some super cool perks that you can go and check out. Any and every contribution is absolutely welcomed and appreciated. Even if all you do is go like us on Facebook at Seize&Deliver Real, that is amazing. We would very much appreciate it. Any amount will add you to our special thanks section at the end of the video. And at the $25 mark, you get to have early viewing access sent directly to your email. Plus, you'll get a newsletter with updates letting you know what's going on with the show and how it's progressing and what we're doing, the music we're writing, and all of that. And at the $50 level, you get a thank you video and shout out on our social media from a cast member. At the $100 level, you will be invited to our viewing party that we're going to have in Hollywood, California. Woohoo! If you can't make it, we will send you a digital bounty hunter license. At the $500 level, you get every other perk I just mentioned, plus an animated bounty hunter license, which will feature your face and will also show up on the credit section of every single episode or a couple of episodes, which is super cool. And then at the $1,000 level, you get an executive producer credit, and that is an official credit on IMDb. Plus, you'll be have your own title card right under Jansen's name on the credits when they roll at the end of each episode. So really cool stuff. And you can just go to Indiegogo.com, type in Seize&Deliver, and you'll find us right there at the top. It's pretty cool. All right, look at that. This is when it starts taking shape.
Oh, yeah.
And are you doing a black in the eye? What are you doing on the eyelid there?
On the eyelid, I put the black, and then I'm blending it out with a dark brown, so it blends into the face a little more. And then when I go into the under eye, you'll start seeing his wrinkles come together with the dark brown.
Nice. Okay, cool. And comments will pop up over here, so please leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. How do you like the look of the makeup so far? Or just give a shout out, say hi. We'd like to make it interactive.
I like the way my lips work with this because on film it looks totally great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't look specifically cat-like. I think that's the other thing that I like about us not punching hair.
Yeah, we didn't go too far with it. I like it.
Yeah.
I think this was like the third prosthetic that we were considering. I don't know why we chose this one at the end. But Natalie, I think you and Jansen finally chose this one for.
I
don't
think
know.
it was price point
Yeah,
was the final determination.
I think that definitely crazy.
It was part of it. This was, I think, the highest quality for the lowest price, if that makes sense. There was another one we were looking at that was very expensive.
Yeah, was it like 300?
Yeah. And just to do every single time, I was like, we better give you a lot of screen time for that $300. But this one's not bad. How much is this one? I forget.
I can't remember. I think it's like 60, 45, 60.
Yeah, it was somewhere in there. I know it wasn't 100. It was less than that.
I'm painting in the wrinkles and just a little bit of the shadowing, just with the basic black that we have.
Mm-hmm.
The shadows of the muscles a little bit.
And this is why there's so many times for the big studios, they would make something. A lot of times they would make something because you can make the same thing over and over.
Oh, yeah.
And you can make it exactly fit the actor's face. And then you can just make them again as often as you want. But creating the foam latex prosthetic requires a lab that we didn't have access to. Now, Paulina, you have experience building latex masks, right?
I do, which it's very fun. It's a very involved process. First, you take a cast of the actor's face, either using silicone or alginate, which is a seaweed, making that into a negative of the face, filling that with either a contact or a fiberglass to make a positive of your face. So then you have another actor. From then, you would sculpt on whatever piece you wanted, and after you finish sculpt, you would make uh, another mold on top of that to have a negative. And if we wanted to make foam latex pieces, you'd have to mix your foam latex batch and also bake it in a full in an industrial oven, right? A special effects oven, which is different than just our regular at-home ovens. And the first couple runs can always come out not the best. So it is an involved process, not something that we had the time or resources to do. But ready-mades are always a safe option. If you find one that works for your needs, they're great. And this company has some really great.
Yeah, there's a lot of bonuses to being able to just find one that works and buy it.
Oh yeah, can you imagine having these budgets that like Marvel and them have and what you could do? My goodness.
I can imagine it. But I mean, this one we got really lucky because it fits your face really well.
Oh, it did. It's really good.
So look at that. Just already the definition is so cool and it blends so well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Move your face around a little bit. Let's see you do some like different expressions. So there's so much. It's so good.
It's great. And it feels really good too. That's the crazy. I mean, this one feels better than any of the other ones ever have.
Maybe it's because it's been so long.
You know what? I think it's maybe used the other glue last time.
No, I've used
Really? Yeah, this is I mean, it feels great. It feels great.
It moves really nice. It's fun when you kind of press your lips together to see that structure above your mouth move. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
Have you ever tried to kiss your wife in that makeup?
I have not.
I'm so curious her reaction.
It'd be better if I woke her up in the middle of the night.
Oh no. You might get punched in the face.
Honey, I have. I mean,
That's funny. I love it.
oh, it looks great.
Mm-hmm. And this is really just the base of it. So from here, some really cool, fun stuff happens. Oh, Kara said, it looks amazing and it's fun to watch the transformation.
Hey.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love watching these transformations. They're so much fun for me. And to get to see it in real time. And now Paulina is stippling. So you want to talk about that? What are you doing here?
So just to create more dimension, I'm using an alcohol-based paint, really watery, and I am stippling it all over the edges just to get that more natural blend. So I'm using 2 of the EVA medium tones and 1 darker tone, and I'm just flicking all the way around. Don't want to get this more. Yeah. That.
So what happens is because real skin has pores, so we actually have a lot of different dots all over our face that we're used to seeing. And when a makeup is too smooth, it happens in special effects as well. If the face is too smooth, if we don't see that there's all those little dots there, we'll actually notice that something is missing and it'll feel wrong. So when she goes in and she adds the way she's kind of splattering the paint onto the face, it's creating all of those little dots and that dimension that will make it feel not so smooth. And you can do this with sponges as well. There are sponges and brushes designed for stippling. This is just a different way to do it. And I think because the alcohol paint is so liquid, this is probably the best route to go versus if you were doing a cream based, the sponges work really well. And we do the same thing with old age makeup. There's different techniques for this in computer-based special effects where it gets a little bit harder to do in the computer, obviously. But how's it smell?
I'm just trying to still want to open my eyes to the alcohol.
Yeah.
You never know, like, ah!
Yeah. That's another thing. So for actors who want to play this stuff, you gotta have a good makeup artist who reminds you not to open your eyes with alcohol paints going on. Because it hurts, man.
It hurts.
It's best not to get it anyway.
I have multiple times had someone over at my house for different reasons or whatever. I was like, do you want to know what I have to wash my face in? And just hand them like the tiny bottle that you gave me that I have left over of like 99 proof. I'm like, smell this. They're like, oh God.
Drunk by just smelling it.
Yeah, it'll make you fall over. It'll make your eyes water for sure.
Some of them smell really nice.
The paints themselves smell really nice. The 99 that you have to wash your face with after. It's strong stuff. I'm not complaining. It always made me laugh. And maybe I'm sick, but I enjoy watching other people smell it and freak out. Knock you right over. Nice.
So going in with the orange just to start getting the fur-like texture drawn in. Orange first. I did some brown. I'm doing some orange, and then I'll do some yellow. And we will finish up with the lip. Double check the eyes, and would be mostly done.
Mm-hmm.
It goes pretty quick once you get it on.
I like this so much because there's so many animal fur. If you shave them, their skin is the same pattern as the pattern on their fur.
Yeah.
So you get that sense with this. And it gives it so much dimension. And again, we're going for something that's really otherworldly, so.
Yeah, not Lion King.
Right. And not Vincent from Beauty and the Beast, if anyone knows what I'm talking
Why did you just say that?
Huh?
I forgot about that. Oh my God. My aunt used to love that.
I love that show. Are you kidding me? I love that show. Good old Ron Perlman. Did you know that show is the reason why he got Hellboy?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So what happened was, this is like amazing to me. When they were trying to figure out what Hellboy would look like and figuring out the makeup, they hadn't cast anyone, but they had an old bust of Ron Perlman from Beauty and the Beast down in like the basement. So they pulled it up and they sculpted Hellboy onto it to try to get a sense of what the makeup could look like. And when they did it, they were like, well, we have to cast Ron Perlman now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He was good as Hellboy. I liked it.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I thought he did a great job. But I'm a big fan of his.
I think he's about to play somebody else. I forgot who.
The only thing of his I think I have not seen is the Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, that was good.
With him.
That was an extra in that one.
Nice. There you go. You can start to see it. So she is painting these like little lines everywhere. Very fur-like lines. I think I helped you paint these lines on a couple times. And just followed whatever you did. Huh?
You know how easy it is to go overboard on these.
Yeah.
It's just enough until it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So you can always add more. So we want to go nice and slow.
Yep.
We're just following the curves of the prosthesis, just to follow what would naturally be these
Yeah, and I just filled in because I think we were missing a makeup person, but you usually had an assistant who could help you. So this part, I remember it taking 2 people.
just to get it down to, just to get the time down to half an hour, which we were able to do.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
For speed.
For speed, we had one other person helping with the fur texture.
Mm-hmm. Which I have to say is its own feat. Is like to get this all done in a half hour is pretty amazing.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, on Star Trek, I had no makeup, but it still took 45 minutes to get me ready.
Wow.
And we're done.
Just a lip, and we'll be done.
Mm-hmm. Look at that, even from the side angle. It's just, see what that all that texturing does, how it makes everything kind of blend, and it's, yeah. It's really not just sitting there.
Oh no, there's so much depth. Yeah, and you're right. When you do the side, you see how much depth.
Mm-hmm. And then the gold lip.
The gold lip is the gold eyeshadow that we're buffing in with a Q-tip or a straight edge. We're just using a Q-tip for right now. Getting it really gilded.
Mm-hmm.
Down.
A little nod to where Junari wants to be.
Like if we're doing regular makeup, you know, we highlight the nose, we highlight the cheekbones.
Mm-hmm. And that highlighting with the gold is important on the faces because that wig ends up shadowing his face quite a bit. So that really helps it on camera to pop.
Blend that up to the side of the face. And then wig.
And he's ready for the club. It just it's so seamless. Such a great look. Oh, and here we go. Here's the wig. Dun, 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 drum roll.
And we have a Janari. And there's Janari.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, we moved the hair around a bit too. It's so crazy. It's so great. It's so good.
There is Janari.
There he is.
And there we go.
And that wig stays on really well too. Did you have to glue it or anything at all when we were shooting?
Not at all.
No.
Yeah. It looks great.
Pretty good. And that, I think, what? From start to finish, about 40 minutes?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes without an assistant?
That's incredible.
Guys, this lady is incredible.
A lot of talking?
A lot of talking.
That lady is incredible, I have to say. And there's probably more talking happening in this video than she would ever allow on set.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
She did not allow talking.
No,
At least interrupting the workflow.
We had very, very minimal time, and we had a whole bunch of makeups. We could talk afterwards.
We had
great times.
It's
I
beautiful.
think this is a great thing to do, especially in October where everyone's going to be doing makeup. Everybody's going to be doing costumes. So this is awesome. I'm so happy that we got to do this.
It's really cool.
It's great to redo makeups that have had such an impact. I think this is one of my first start to finish creation makeups of my makeup career in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to come back and visit.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right on.
And it looks so good.
Well,
thanks everybody who watched this. We're going to leave it up on YouTube. We'll be posting clips of it on Instagram and all over the place. And again, please go like us at Seize&Deliver Reel on Instagram, like our Facebook page, Seize&Deliver, and go check us out on Indiegogo, Seize&Deliver, and come and contribute. Come be a part of the party, because even making a small donation, even the amount of a cup of coffee, is still a big impact, and it's amazing. And we're so grateful. That's it. I just want to say thank you to both of you for bringing life to this character.
Thank you for having us.
Woohoo! And good night, everybody.
Well, that was a good